I guess what I'm trying to do is get in front of it, because if we can launch this belt this year, it'd be way better. So I want to get in front of the machine needs. I'm going to be the master sewer on the belt to start, so set it up right.
God, we'll be done, so. Same old stuff, man. How you doing?
Good. We're finally, after 12 years, going to start making Jiu-Jitsu belts in America, in Maine, in our Jiu-Jitsu factory. What's up, guys? Come on in. Welcome to Origin, the Origin Mountain Retreat training facility, manufacturing facility. We're making our jackets. First initial samples here in the factory. I sew everything myself because I need to make sure it's perfect.
We've waited years and years and years to do it. We're constantly getting asked to do it, and now we have the bandwidth to do it.
Actually, those collar machines were originally supposed to be belt machines.
Oh, yeah? He's highly involved again in Jiu-Jitsu, which is awesome. You know, he's been super busy these last, few months, just traveling and work and meetings, and now we have these projects coming up. And yeah, he's back in the saddle.
Out to length, and then they're going to have to use the end, probably the end of the actual machine table as their guide to cut the webbing, right? And so you'll have to get those lengths from Dennis.
Back when we first started and we were importing, and it was that whole transition of things were starting to go south. So we got the sewing machines to do our first gi belts. Then, in true Pete fashion, he's like, "How hard is a gi to make?" Squirrel, whoa! So we went from gi belt to full gi in like the span of like a week.
Yeah, let's look at the machine. We've been focused on building best-in-class gis and only doing one thing really, really great. It's been a decade. We've become the best gi smiths in the world by far. Weaving the fabric, cutting and sewing the garments. Now we're ready to build best-in-class belts and become like the premier belt manufacturer in the world.
Getting ready for making the new redesigned Raptor, increase the density on it, should make it stronger, more durable. Everything's kind of drying up, so a couple of the machines are working a little differently. I had to adjust some things. Honestly, it's been just the changing of getting into the fall weather. Predominantly humidity and temperature. Those are the two big things, especially with weaving. Creates more static electricity in the winter. You can get all kinds of stuff. You'll have more fly in the air in the winter. Just polyester, fuzz, and it can cause machine stoppages and other issues.
I guess what I'm trying to do is get in front of it, because if we can launch this belt this year, it'd be way better. So I want to get in front of the machine needs. I'm going to be the master sewer on the belt to start. So
set it up right.
Set it up right, yeah. And choose the machine that's going to be best for the application. I'd like to see at least like drafted on a piece of paper. Here's the belt width. Here's what it looks like with a 1/4-inch needle spacing, and whatnot.
So as the loom runs, it will just make fuzz. You can see it on the back of the frame there. It'll just create a bunch of buildup. And sometimes the fuzz can happen down here before the drop wires, and it'll bind up the drop wires and cause a stoppage. First roll just got made. Now we're just getting into making more of them. We got the first test roll made up, and it came out well. Fast moving changes. Weaving has a process to everything, and you kind of want to have a plan ahead if you can to have everything fall into place. It doesn't work like that sometimes. You just got to fight the battle and get it done.
The spacing, we should have 8 to 11 stitch lines. I'm thinking we're going to be between the 9 and 10 is what I think we're going to be with 1/4-inch spacing. So we just I don't need a piece of fabric. I don't need a belt made.
Just a drawing.
A drawing on a piece of paper.
Yep.
Right? Fold the paper the same width the belt's going to be, which is 1.75 after we have the drawing, and just do like lines on it where it's going to be at nice clean and straight lines. Right?
Trying to plan out making some Jiu-Jitsu ranked belts. That'll be one of our next big projects that we're going to be working on undertaking. Currently talking with some of the mechanics about how we can actually start formulating ideas on how to lay this out properly. These are all replicas of what we could possibly be making on paper until we get an idea for what kind of needle spacing we want, what kind of stitches per inch we want to look at. But just some mock-ups.
Yeah, I don't know. All right. I'm going to have to clarify that with them. and let them know that, hey, we made the first one by hand.
Right.
We've done some kind of prototyping and said, okay, this is where we want to go, and now it's just a matter of getting all the machines to put that, that finishing touch on it.
So this is what we got for a machine. It's old, but it's a good cast. It's a good machine. I mounted the puller to it. The puller can flip up so they can do their work, fold everything, slide it back down, put it back into place, put it under the foot, and then this puller on the back is what's going to pull that material through with these two wheels. You can see this lifts up the wheel, and it's spring loaded so it pinches the material, and it'll pull the material through.
Being the people that are doing this in America, we are the well of knowledge, other than those few select people who are just old dogs in this industry who know how to do it.
I'll tell you, I heard, rumors that Pete was one heck of a stitcher and he could run all of the machines when he was at home. So, in order to run a felling machine, you've got to be pretty good. And I heard he was one hell of a fella. He's got those big mitts. And you can't picture a guy with big mitts and a big guy like that sitting at a little sewing machine doing it. But I heard he looked really good doing it. So I want to be here when he does his first belt. I want to watch him.
So look out for that later. I'm gonna get back to stitching. All right, guys, we'll see you later.